I'm Carrie, and this is Saunders Sisterhood. This is a YouTube channel for the single and childless, not by choice person. The video today is all about planning for the holidays. So if you're in the United States, Thanksgiving has just passed, and so now we're really gearing up for all those different December holidays. So the video today are just some things to think about in order to help make sure you have a holiday that is as stress-free as you can get, even though you're a part of potentially feeling a lot of grief, maybe feeling unseen, not understood. And so think of these things in order to help maximize the holiday season that you can have. So first is support and community, right? And if you're watching this in real time, which is the end of November in 2023, you're in luck because the Childless Collective is putting on a virtual summit December 2nd through 5th. And this has over 70 speakers and videos that you can watch that really validate, speak, and teach to the childless, not by choice experience across a variety of different perspectives. It's free to sign up and register, and that gives you access to the videos for 24 hours after they've been published. If you want the Pace Yourself Pass, or you want to be able to see those for longer, then there is the ability to buy a pass to be able to do that. I will link below links to both places. But if you haven't been a part of a childless, not by choice community before, or really been a part of this community before, I really highly recommend it. Again, it's free, so it's really low risk for you to do. The next thing I want you to think about is boundaries. And this is kind of one of those words that's used a lot, but it's really important, particularly if you're experiencing grief or isolation or otherness around the holidays with people that may not understand your perspective or where you're coming from. So there's a couple of different ways to think about boundaries when you're single and childless, not by choice. So the first one I want to talk about is that budget, which can include travel or gifts, right? Sometimes those of us who are single and childless, it's expected of us that we're going to do the traveling or that we're going to buy gifts for everybody's kids around us. And that's a lot for one person, right? So think about who are you buying gifts for and who you're not. And if you need to, let people know who you're not buying gifts for. And maybe you do something else instead, like spend some time together. You don't have to buy gifts for everyone or every child in your life or for each individual person in your life. You know, if you're single, for example, but maybe you have a lot of siblings in your life that are all married, that adds up really quickly. If you want to do something, then maybe you buy them like a gift together. That's what I do with my siblings. Your budget may look a little bit different than people who are coupled, may not, just because you are single doesn't mean you have more or less money. However, these things really add up, and it's kind of the single tax. And so if you need to clamp down on that or put some boundaries on that, do that. It's okay. The next thing that I want to talk about in terms of that is if you prefer not to travel or you don't have the budget to travel, that's okay too. If you do want to travel but you don't have the budget for it, maybe you think about, you know what, I'm not going to give gifts, but I'm going to use the money I would have spent gifts on travel instead. Right? Or if that's not possible, maybe you think about for next year, I'm going to have a little fund or a sinking fund that I'll stock money away. And so then I can travel and afford to do that for the upcoming holidays. Again, it's expensive to do that right now. If you feel like you're always the person doing that, it's okay to set a boundary and it's okay to let people know, here is where my budget is, and that's not fitting in my budget right now. You can choose to disclose or not disclose, kind of however much you want to do that. So the other thing outside of budget that I want to talk about is consider what you like to do around the holidays and then make a list of those things. You don't have to just go along to get along. You know, sometimes when you're the single and childless person, people start making plans. They consider kind of those with like the largest amount of voices first. And then being the single person, it's, oh, here's what we're doing. And you just kind of feel like you're going along on the conveyor belt. It's okay to speak up and say, hey, here are some things that I would like to do. It's also okay to even carve out the time, and maybe you say no to different things because there are things that you want to make sure that you do. Maybe you want to go to a Christmas tea. Maybe you want to go see the Nutcracker or some other kind of Christmas display or performance. Maybe you want to go to a specific restaurant. Maybe you want to go see the lights. Maybe you want to watch certain movies or bake certain things or certain items. Identify when you're going to do those. Even put them on the calendar and then kind of make that the sacred time that, you know what? I want to make sure that I'm spending the holidays doing things that are my traditions or that feel fun for me. Now, the way that I want to kind of close this video is I want you to honor the fact that you are experiencing the holidays through this prism that's very coupled and child-centered. So when you're single and childless, it can feel like the holidays aren't for you. And the kind of culture and the society and the movies and the experiences and the amount that people are expected to spend aren't real conducive to somebody who has your lifestyle. So I want you to honor that, recognize that, and understand that this is a time that can be difficult. And it's okay to have those difficult moments, right? If you see a therapist, maybe this is something to process through the holiday season. Maybe if you like to journal, or if you haven't tried journaling, you can start journaling about these feelings as you're going through the holidays. The grief of the holidays is just as valid as the joy of the holidays. So let me know what you're doing to plan for the upcoming holidays in the comments below, and subscribe to Sonder Sisterhood for more videos that are geared toward the single and childless not by choice person. There will be links below for the Childless Collective Virtual Summit. And then if you're single and childless and you feel like you need some extra support through the month of December, you can go to sondersisterhood.com, click on events, and you can sign up for the Reclaim Your Holidays support group series. I hope you have a peaceful holiday this season.